Let's now talk about words and lexical items. Uh, in semantics, or in relation to lexical semantics, our main interest is with the semantic words. Semantic words or lexemes are those units of language who have their own independent and primary meanings. And we will also try to define the word in order to find some unit for the meaning. First, we should examine this unit word first, and we could examine it at a writing level. This word at a writing level may be defined as a unit who is separated by some white space on a written piece of paper, or we might also call them orthographic words. But words are also can be defined from a phonological perspective. In phonology, a word can be defined as strings of sounds who have some internal structuring and which convey obviously certain meaning. In syntax, where the semantic word or the meaningful word can be represented by several grammatical structures. For example, the word walk may be used as walked, or in any other form. But as a semantic word or lexeme, it will remain the same, which carry the basic meaning of walking. There is a problem that how to combine all these various uses of the same word or all various levels of the same word and to develop a universal or an agreed upon definition of the word. To separate a word is merely a form, a molded entity that takes in as much or as little as the conceptual material of the whole thought as the genius of the language allows us. So, a word can be seen as a unit of meaning. It can be seen as a form who carries a certain independent meaning. Let's move forward. Further, a problem raises here that words seem to have some psychological reality. Words are not mere what appears to us on a piece of paper or what we speak in form of certain strings of sounds. Words are deeper. They are deep in our cognitive makeup. They have their own psychological reality. And that's why we see that linguistic experiences can be identifiable or can be identified or understood at the level of our consciousness or conscious experience. And then they can be seen as a psychological reality. They are not divorced from our mind. They are very deep in our mind, and they may construct our thinking or may be influenced by our thinking, and they develop a psychological reality in our minds. A word is a minimum free form for the purposes of our ordinary life and our communication in that ordinary life. They may also be seen as the smallest unit of speech. Thus, the words can be seen as independent entities that are being able to occur in isolation. Okay, if we agree with this definition that words are those units of speech which can occur in isolation, there are so many words which we usually call words, but they have no isolated existence. For example, the words like my, and some other word, or da, which is a definite article, they fall in a gray area. They cannot be clearly regarded as words by such definitions. So we probably would need to develop some new definition in order to include such words into the definition of a word. In this regard, we can say none of the criteria through which we have been looking at the word applies to the pure definition of a word. Many forms lie on the borderline between bound forms and words, and similarly between words and phrases. Some words may appear as phrases, or some phrases may appear as words. So we are yet to reach a uniform and universal definition of the word, which is also an area of concern for the contemporary semantics. If we have to develop some universal semantics which may be applicable to all languages, we need to define such basic concepts more clearly.